He's absolutely right. I think they need a defensive lineman and an offensive lineman. Other than that, I like everything.
Stephon Diggs stood by himself on the sideline and watched the Chiefs celebrate their win. He was the last Bill out there watching, kind of absorbing everything. He had 6 receptions for 77 yards in the game, showing the video of him now.
Chiefs secondary was amazing.
They were great.
Amazing.
They were great yesterday. I will say, though, when it comes to the Bills, obviously they are a team. There's teams sometimes you feel like they lost, and it's like, well, that was it. Like, it's kind of how I feel about the Saints. Like,
it's over for a while.
It's going to be over for a while.
Atlanta lost the Super Bowl. You're kind of like...
That was it. That was your moment.
Shanahan's leaving.
It's now past.
Right.
And now the Saints, I think, are in a slightly better situation because they still have a lot of great players. But Drew Brees is going to likely be done. And then, is Taysom Hill the guy? Is it Jameis Winston? Is it a hybrid situation of the two of them? Who knows? But it does feel a little bit like that window has closed significantly since the Saints lost. I don't feel that way about the Bills.
Yeah.
But they need a couple more pieces, and the big moment stuff has to come out for Josh Allen. He had an incredible season, all right? And he had some great playoff games as well. But, man, there were some times yesterday where I'm like, what are you doing?
Well, they don't have a run game, so I think they have to... if I'm them, I'd probably draft another running back. I'd upgrade the offensive line. The defense isn't great. Ed Oliver was drafted. Their defensive front doesn't quite get the consistent pass rush. Some of their defensive linemen, though, are young. But they're one of those teams that I think they got about 80% of it right. They got to get a little better running the football. And I thought Kansas City's pass rush yesterday was unbelievable.
They were active.
By the way, the 2 most uncomfortable quarterbacks this weekend were Aaron Rodgers and Josh Allen. The 2 uncomfortable quarterbacks lost.
Well, also, Josh, throw the ball away.
Yeah, he tends to be a play extender.
I mean, you would just, you cannot take 30-yard sacks. It's just throw it away.
He has that Big Ben quality.
It is. And I was thinking that one of those moments, I'm like, he's so big. It's almost like he feels like he's being disrespected by getting sacked. Like, he's like, I know, I can stay up. Like, no, dude, Get rid of the ball.
Yeah, he really is a young Big Ben. He is. Yesterday also, Joy, like Big Ben, he took some shots. Like, dude, I know you're 6'7".
No,
it's a skill. Get rid of it.
You say it all the time. Like, if you have a good voice, you want to sing all the time. Like, if you have a big body, you want to take advantage of that. But, you should play like you're smaller, actually, for self-preservation, and you're not going to put yourself in situations where you're taking a zillion-yard sack.
Big Ben and Cam are falling apart at the end of their career physically. Why? Because that self-confidence of a 6'6" frame that I can take shots, like to your point, play like you're a smaller guy. Get rid of it.
Well, they are in a good situation that they were able to
Andrew Luck's another guy.
Dable for another year. So Matthew Stafford and the Lions have mutually agreed to part ways. Stafford reportedly approached management after the season and told them he believes it's time for him to move on. They agreed, and they are set to begin trade discussions with interested teams in the coming weeks.
Colts?
According to Fox Bet, the Colts are favored to land Stafford in a trade. Tied with in second place is the Niners and Broncos at plus 300. Then the Saints have the 4th best odds, plus 450. And the Patriots at plus 550.
Well, you could get a first. Is Matt Stafford worth a first?
Yes.
Probably. Okay. Well, the Colts, I mean, I know Chris Ballard well enough. He gave away a first for DeForest Buckner. It was a home run.
You know how I feel about draft picks.
Well,
so my answer, if you're looking for a solid quarterback who has potential, who you've seen be able to come back, he's had big comeback moments. He doesn't have a signature win, but it's also the Lions. Let's keep it in perspective here. I don't really love Matthew Stafford, but I think part of my evaluation of him is the situation that he's been in for a while. So do I think the Colts are a great situation? Yes, but I honestly believe any above average quarterback at this point is going to thrive in the Colts situation. It's a plug and play go.
This is a perfect divorce. The Lions view Stafford as a savior. He's not. And Stafford continues to wait for them to get their stuff together, and they can't.
Right.
So it's time. By the way, if the Colts gave up a first-round pick to get Stafford, the truth is Ballard, unless he has a top 5 or 6 pick, is one of those GMs. He'd rather have second and thirds that are cheaper because they've had great success drafting. So, I mean, their two best rookies last year, Jonathan Taylor, the running back, and Michael Pittman were second-round guys. So, Colts, to me, give the first-round pick up. Your roster has, you probably need a left tackle and another receiver. It's a good roster.
I don't love him with the Niners, Broncos, or the Saints. The Patriots is interesting.
Now, that's interesting.
Although I'm hearing it's probably gonna be, they're looking at Mac Jones, which I don't love for the Patriots. I don't know. I think the Colts is the best situation. I don't see the Niners at all.
Yeah.
Not for Matthew Stafford. So also this weekend, Conor McGregor and Dustin Poirier met for the second time in UFC 257. McGregor won their first bout in 2014, but Poirier came out strong and confident on Saturday night. He got an early takedown in the first, and he held his ground against McGregor's strikes. And then in the second round, he bothered McGregor with some leg kicks before throwing the punches that ended up in a shocking knockout win. McGregor looked older.
He did. Didn't have the stamina quite.
I mean, Poirier just came out on fire. He's now in position to fight for the lightweight title, so that'll either be against Khabib if he chooses to return or another top contender. But
this is not an old man sport.
It's not, that's the thing about UFC. Everyone loses, right? Unless you're Khabib. But everyone loses. So when you do lose, it looks so bad.
And also, you got your Irish whiskey. You got a ton of money. You're a celebrity. Dude, stop taking punches. Go have a life.
He says he wants to do boxing now, and I don't know. He is one of the greatest sellers of fights in the history of not just MMA, of boxing as well. He's an incredible personality to sell fights.
He's not that competitive in this fight. He wasn't very competitive against Khabib, but
it only works if you win some of them.
Yeah, it's over. I mean, he could still fight for a long time, but his legacy's pretty cool. Move on. He's going to sell that whiskey company for $250 million. He'll be good.
It's very hard to continue wanting to get punched in the face when you're making so much money outside of the ring.
Joy with the news.
Well, that's the news.
And thanks for stopping by.
The Herd Lie News.
It's official. There have been 4 different examples, and you come up with about the same number every time. What is Tom Brady worth in terms of wins? We now know. We'll talk about that coming up. Folks, a few years ago, wouldn't have thought of myself as a boot guy, but Tecovas has a way of changing your mind. Austin, Texas-based. If you don't know them, check out their men's and women's Western boots. Handmade, timelessly styled, comfortable right out of the box. Whether you're heading, by the way, California today loosened up some rules. You're heading back out, restaurant, wedding, meetings, whatever. Feel comfortable and feel confident. They've got free shipping. The other thing I like is, Tecovas, and they do leather goods. I got their travel bag in my office right now. Belts, ranch wear.